On my ranch, the driveway isn't just a strip of pavement. It's a lifeline. Emergency vehicles, feed deliveries, neighbors lending a hand. It all comes down that one road. Which is why what Karen did wasn't just petty. It was dangerous. I first noticed something was wrong one Monday morning. Driving back from town, my tires made a strange clink sound. I slowed down, leaned out my window, and my stomach dropped. There were rows of steel spikes embedded right across the drive. Someone had welded them into strips and bolted them into the gravel like it was a war zone. Standing nearby with her arms folded? Karen. She smirked. Private roads aren't allowed here. You've got to open your drive to community traffic. Since you refuse, I've taken steps to enforce it. These spikes will stop anyone who tries sneaking through. You insane? I snapped. That's not enforcement. That's a death trap. She tilted her head. Well, then maybe you'll finally follow HOA policy. I called the sheriff immediately. But before they could even show up, fate decided to deal Karen the kind of justice you can't plan. That afternoon, I got a call from my buddy at the state capitol. Heads up, he said. Governor's motorcade is headed your way. Apparently he's touring some agricultural projects in your county. Expect them down your road in the next hour. My heart sank. The spikes. I jumped in my truck and tore back down the driveway, waving my arms like a madman. But by the time I reached the entrance, it was too late. The motorcade, a line of black SUVs with flags waving, was already rolling up. The first vehicle braked hard, but the spikes shredded two of its tires instantly. Secret Service agents swarmed out, scanning the area with hands on their weapons. The whole convoy ground to a halt, men shouting into radios. And right there, still smirking like this was a game, was Karen. The lead agent barked. Who placed these devices? Karen proudly stepped forward. I did. That man refuses to comply with HOA rules, so She didn't get to finish. Agents swarmed her, slapped her in cuffs, and read her rights while she wailed that it was all HOA business. The sheriff arrived minutes later, shaking his head. Karen, you just interfered with the governor's security detail. Do you have any idea what you've done? Her face went pale as the reality hit her. This wasn't a neighborhood squabble anymore. This was a federal crime. The fallout was immediate. Karen was charged with reckless endangerment, tampering with a roadway, and obstruction of government operations. The feds even tacked on charges for endangering the governor's life. The HOA? They scrambled to distance themselves, issuing a statement that Karen acted without authorization. But it didn't matter. Everyone knew she had been drunk on HOA power for years, and now it had finally exploded in her face. When the dust settled, the spikes were ripped out, the driveway repaired, and the motorcade continued on its way. The governor himself even shook my hand, apologizing for the chaos. Glad you're safe, he said. And don't worry, we'll make sure she's dealt with properly. Karen didn't just lose her position on the HOA board. She lost everything. Fines, legal fees, and a looming prison sentence drained her dry. Her house went up for sale within months. Now when I drive down my ranch road, the gravel crunches under my tires just like it always did. No spikes, no drama, just peace. Karen thought she could bully me with steel traps. Instead, she walked herself into a federal nightmare. And every neighbor knows. She didn't just cross me that day, she crossed the governor.